Hi everybody, I'm here to talk to you guys about all of our different kitchen equipment today. We're gonna start with this one right here. This is a grater, okay, G-R-A-T-E-R. This is used to grate food to make smaller pieces, tiny pieces, grating cheese, carrots for something like carrot cake, grating vegetables for a salad, things like that. Be careful, these are sharp. So when you're grating things, just be careful you don't get your knuckles on them, and be careful when you wash these. Next up, we have our mixing bowls, okay? Pretty simple and easy. They're used for combining ingredients, mixing things up. We've got small ones, big ones, medium ones, all kinds of sizes. We have a cooling rack, okay? This is for putting muffins or cookies or things to cool on here. It helps airflow over the top and bottom of our products to help them cool evenly. Cooling rack. This is called a saute pan, S-A-U-T-E, saute pan. Saute literally in French means to jump. So when you're cooking food in here and you're flipping it like this, you see on TV sometimes, you're literally making the food jump. So this is called a saute pan. We have a colander. We are draining food in this. So we're pouring a pot of pasta and water in this. We're draining the water away, a colander. Next up is a stock pot. Okay, this is something used for cooking large amounts of soup or liquids, stews, things like that. And just as a heads up, the difference between a pot and a pan, a pot has two handles, okay? A pan has one. So sauce pot. This is a saucepan because it has one handle, used for cooking smaller amounts of liquids, soups, okay? One handle, saucepan. This one's called a double boiler. It has one pan that sits inside of a second pan, okay? This is used to cook things with gentle amounts of heat or to melt things like chocolate. So you essentially put a little bit of water in your bottom pan, just enough to simmer and then cause some steam. And then you sit this one in and the steam cooks the food that's in your top one, okay? So steam is a gentler way of cooking or melting something. If you didn't have one of these at home, you could simply put a bowl on top of your pan, okay? Simmer your water in the bottom, melt your chocolate on the top. Up next, we have our egg beater. These are really old-fashioned tools. Nowadays we have electric mixers or a KitchenAid, but this is the old-fashioned version, an egg beater. Some people still use these at home. So these are handy for beating eggs, adding air into batter, mixing things up. This is a masher, okay? Specifically used for mashing potatoes. You could mash up fruit for like a jam or something, mashing something up, a potato masher. Kitchen shears, okay? Scissors, except they're used for things in the kitchen. You can cut up herbs. You can use these to cut up chicken, cut up pieces of chicken. So these are great things for cutting things up in the kitchen. Vegetable peeler, okay? A peeler used for taking the skins off of something. You can also use it to make big shards of carrots for a salad, something like that. Again, these are sharp, so be careful with these. Be careful when you're washing them. A paring knife, a very small knife like this. This is used also to take the skin off of like an apple, help you cut up smaller fruits. You can cut up strawberries with this, doing really small jobs, these little paring knives, P-A-R-I-N-G, paring knife. Here we have a can opener. Okay, some of you may have electrical can openers now, but this is used for opening cans, which we will do in class when we need to use canned goods. A sifter is up next. This is an old-fashioned version, crank handle. There are sifters that you just shake through like a fine mesh bowl almost. But a sifter, it's used to break up clumps and add air in our flour, sugar, our dry ingredients. These you don't wash, okay? If you get them wet, they get dirty, they get rusty. When you put flour in them, if they're wet, they get clumpy and sticky. So these you don't wash, you just kind of bang them out and pat them down with a dry cloth. And lastly, we have our funnel, okay? This is a tool for putting ingredients into jars and things that have smaller openings. Stick it in there and pour your item in so you don't make a mess.